Oh, my friends, have I got an experiment for you? Guess who just signed up for a free trial of the new Weight Watchers plan? Good morning, my friends. Happy Monday, and welcome to all that sun. Why though? The timing of that sunshine. Let me fix it. I don't know why the sunshine has to do me wrong like that. So happy Monday. Welcome to a weekly vlog where I am going to do my best to try out the new Weight Watchers plan so I can tell you whether or not you should or not. So this is full disclaimer, I am not recommitting to Weight Watchers. I gave up points and I stand by that decision. But I'm so intrigued by the formatting of this new plan that my experiment is as follows. As you guys know, I am a nutrition macro calorie coach, right? I decided to, and I have a fat loss phase. I have a fat loss phase coming in January where I will be tracking calories and macros with my coach, right? So here's what I decided to do. I decided to log on to the Weight Watchers app. I redeemed a code for like a free 30-day trial, something like that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to follow the plan, trying to eat to the best of my ability. Now it's rough because I'm just going to start traveling this week, so we'll at least get through the first 4 days, right? We're gonna do our best here. But I set up the 0-point foods. I set up all of the things, the activity, I understand that we earn points for vegetables, and for 60 ounces of water, we earn a point, and I'll get into more of that later. All of that to say, I set up what would be my Weight Watchers plan and what would be my fat loss macros. I anticipate, knowing what I know about macro calculation, the macros that I'm going to get set up with by my coach are going to be very, very similar, if not identical, to what I just calculated for myself. So the entire point of this experiment is to see if I can meet those macros, those higher, healthy, sustainable weight loss calories while following the Weight Watchers plan. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be double tracking everything I eat to see if I can reach my calorie goal, to see if Weight Watchers' new plan prevents me from under eating if I follow the plan appropriately, and if I can meet my macros and my calories, not under eat, not do the 1,200 calorie diet thing, and still fit within the Weight Watchers plan. Here's the caveat. I'm not doing the fat-free dairy thing. I'm not doing the sugar substitute thing. And I think that's where it's going to hit me pretty hard. So initial impressions here. Initial impressions. Actually, let me get my tripod. So my initial impressions. Oh, the lighting in this office. Can't do it without artificial lighting. My initial impressions are, I am cautiously optimistic. So what you do, this is the layman's term. There are other Weight Watchers YouTubers out there that actually will do like the full in-depth thing, but here's the basic information. You take a personalized assessment, and based on that personalized assessment, it determines a custom to you 0-point food list of 6 different items, I think. You get to choose if you regularly eat fruits and vegetables, and I haven't played around with like, no, I don't eat vegetables every day, because I told it, yes, I like to eat fruit most days. Yes, I like to eat vegetables most days, because that's conducive to my goals. And I, outside of Weight Watchers and points and everything, I want to be eating the fruits and vegetables. So trying to stick to this plan will actually help me do that a little bit better for this week. And let me see if I can find my 0-point foods list here. I have to relearn this app. So non-starchy vegetables are 0 points for me, but also for every cup of them that you eat, you earn a point. Fruits are 0 points for me. My proteins are eggs, poultry, so turkey breast and chicken breast, boneless, or turkey and chicken, I think breast, boneless, skinless. Yes, that appears to be the case. So for me, it'll be things like deli meat and when I make chicken and whatnot. And then my third thing that I picked for at least this week, because it's a weird week anyway, we're getting ready for holiday travel and all that. So I'm not doing like a full, let me embrace the plan grocery run. I'm doing, we're eating what's in the house and supplementing with one trip to the grocery store, which I'm about to go do now. So I picked beans, peas, and lentils. I don't eat peas, but I eat beans and I eat lentils. So for me and wanting to reach my protein goal, lentils made a lot of sense. I can pick up 1 or 2 packets of lentils from Target today, eat them as my side dish all week, 0 points. Happy day. Easy peasy. And then grains, brown rice and other grains. Oh, because I picked quinoa and brown rice as one of my things. So quinoa and brown rice is another thing that I have in my house that I can be eating. Farro, jasmine rice, brown jasmine rice. So here's the reality. If I pick up white jasmine rice, I'm going to count it as brown. Like, it is what it is. But what the whole point of that to say is we're going to see if I can use those 0 point foods and create the meal plans and whatever. And at the end of the day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can hit my desired fat loss macros while being on plan on WW. Or does it end up that I can't? One thing that is still concerning to me is I went and looked up some of the regular fats, and I thought that they were going to be better about condemning saturated fats and things like that, and they're not. It was a lie. It was a lie. So olive oil, and I don't understand this, but my initial impressions, olive oil, 1 tablespoon, 4 points. Coconut oil, which has the same stats as olive oil, 8 points. What is that about? That makes no sense. For the same for a tablespoon. Why? I don't know. So that doesn't make any sense to me. And I think it's literally the same, like a tablespoon of fat's a tablespoon of fat, regardless of if, oh, let me check butter. Let me check butter. What does butter look like? 1 tablespoon of butter is 6 points. It's completely inconsistent. There's fewer calories in the tablespoon of butter that I use than in the oil by like 20 calories. So, okay. Kerrygold butter. Yep. Okay. So I do not agree with their approach on fats. Now they only, for a quarter of avocado, which I don't know what that is in terms of my little cups, but I'm not going to worry about that because I'm not buying the cups, is 2 points. So in terms of nutritional information alone, it's very inconsistent. So the fats are going to be an issue. 1 ounce of cheese, which I could have sworn used to be 3 points, but that might have been on Points Plus. I check my Carb Conscious, is now 5 points, but feta cheese is only 3 for an ounce. So there's a lot that I'm still going, but that's okay. That's the entire point, right? I'm going to go through this and I'm going to track and see if I can hit the macros that I need to hit. Now, also full transparency, I'm technically in maintenance mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can create my day around these calories, and then what I might do is have a snack or something later that bumps my calories further. Which won't get tracked in the Weight Watchers app. For the sake of this experiment, I am tracking the macros for fat loss and the and the points and seeing how those two things compare. And I'm excited. I'm excited to share this with you. We're gonna go on and off this week and see what I end up coming up with, what my days end up looking like. I hope this is interesting to you. If you like the idea, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't joined the community and you'd like to, hit subscribe. Let's go on an experimental adventure together. All right, so the app is being super testy right now. Not surprising, new plan launch day, whatever. But here's what I'm having for breakfast. So this is 3 eggs. Eggs is one of my 0 point foods. So I have 3 eggs, and instead of cooking it with the non-fat or the Pam spray or whatever, I still am sticking to my guns, and I measured out a teaspoon of coconut oil, which is 3 points. So my eggs cost me 3 points for 3 eggs. And then I'm having, because this is not, yogurt's not my 0 point food anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm having the Too Good pumpkin yogurt, and that is 2 points, which is not bad at all. Totally satisfactory. Feels like Points Plus days when my yogurt was 2 points. And then I had 3 tablespoons of nut pods between my 2 cups of coffee, which was 1 point. So breakfast in total has been 6 points today, and I think it's just under 400 calories total. Okay. All right, here's my grocery haul for our super short week. I did get like more than I anticipated because I'm going to actively work to eat all the vegetables to earn myself some extra points. So I got a dozen eggs. My husband needed more microwave popcorn. I did buy bananas. That wasn't in the plan either, but 0 points and 100 calories, so I'll take it. Peppers. Each of us got a pound of lunch meat, which will make exactly 4 sandwiches for us, which will get us through the week. We have egg whites, which should also be 0 points. I did buy lentils, which will be 0 points for me. Regular cheese, I don't know how many points it's going to be. My guess is 3. We'll see. Apples, 1 thing of frozen cauliflower, and some tomatoes, and I'm going to cut up and put in my eggs for a cup of tomatoes. It'll be really tasty. So that's it. That's my grocery haul for the week. All right, here's my lunch. The math is starting to get complicated. So I made my sandwich like I normally do. I didn't change anything. So I have my Grain-tastic bread, 2 slices from Aldi, and luckily this bread is only 3 points for the 2 slices. The meat is, of course, 0. The cheese is 3, and the mayo, I did use mayo, my real regular Primo Kitchen mayo. I did 2/3 of a tablespoon like I normally do, which is 3. So that's 9 for the sandwich. Then I've been munching on these. I actually have 2 servings of raw carrots here, which takes away 2. So it nets 7 points, but it's really 9 points. And this is where it starts to get crazy. All right, how about a little Monday check-in? It is currently 4:51 p.m., so not quite 5 p.m., and what I have had to eat that you haven't seen are 2 mini, like not fun size, mini, the little like cubes, 2 mini Snickers, which cost me 5 points. 5 points! Why though? And then I just finished eating an Eat Me Guilt-Free Brownie, original formula. They no longer make these, which I have a big problem with. But this was also 5 points, but it gives me 22 grams of protein, which is great. And with that, I used my daily points. With eating the mini Snickers, and only 2 of them. A serving size of them is 5, y'all. 2 of them. And the Eat Me Guilt-Free Brownie, that put me at my 20 points for the day, and it had me at 1,132 calories. 1,132 calories. My maintenance calories are literally 1,000 calories more than that, give or take. It's actually a little bit higher. But like, let's be generous and say that my maintenance is on the lower end of my maintenance. It's literally 1,000 calories more than that, and I have run out of points. Now, granted, I have things set for weight loss calories, for fat loss calories, right? So the standings as they stand right now, my calorie goal was what, 1720 was my goal, and I'm at 1132, which leaves me with 600 calories left-ish for dinner, which isn't terrible. And it also got me to 88 grams of protein out of my 140, which also is over half. So it isn't terrible. One thing that I am noticing though, and I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but my coach and I were talking back and forth about the launch of the plan today, and I told her what I was doing, and because social media doesn't know that I'm doing this. Only my patrons know that I'm actually doing this. The first time you guys find out is today when I actually publish the video. But I told her that I was doing this, and then I gave her the don't worry, I'm planning on eating more food than what's actually tracked, because I'm supposed to be in maintenance right now. I am not supposed to be in weight loss mode, but I wanted to do the work and see how the plan ended up working. And could I get to the 1720? Could I get to 2100? I don't know. I'll be honest, getting to 2100, getting to my maintenance calories on this plan would be boring. Boring AF. And I would use all of my points. Like, that just is what it is. Because what I'm noticing right now, because this is, right now, I'm eating in, I've been eating in Weight Watchers mode all day. And so for now, I've actually only consumed the 1132 calories. That's all I've consumed. I'm being straight with you. My plan to expand later is to eat the right portion of dinner for the tracker for Weight Watchers, and then I'm going to add more food if I'm still hungry, because I probably will be, and then I might tag on a dessert at the end of the night that is not tracked in the weight loss tracker, because I still need to eat my maintenance calories. All that to say, I told her, I'm like, don't worry, I'm not deviating from my maintenance plan, because my plan with my coach is I'm in maintenance right now. I've been in maintenance for a month probably by now, and we started the journey to maintenance in a reverse diet at the end of May, and I'm not supposed to be in fat loss mode until the end of January. So that's going to be an 8-month period of time where I have not been focused on weight loss, even though I still have weight to lose. Little bit of a disclaimer for those of you that came over here because this is a Weight Watchers video. So that is the plan. I'm not supposed to be in weight loss mode right now. So for me, what is not relevant is what the scale does. All I'm trying to prove with this video, or see, is if it is practical to do Weight Watchers in a healthful manner. Like, can you do Weight Watchers in a healthful manner? Given the fact that I have used up all of my points with my snack, and the only reason this wasn't earlier is because I pushed my snack off. Yeah, I finished my daily points with 1,100 calories. I'm not optimistic about that, but we still have dinner, and here's my dinner plan. My dinner plan is lentils, which will help me get towards my protein goal, and they are 0 points for me. Steamed vegetables, which are 0 points, and actually they're negative points. I will earn a couple points back from having, I will do my best to have 2 servings of vegetables to buff up my points. Full transparency, having 2 servings of raw carrots was not a pleasant life experience. I like carrots, but towards the end, the last couple of carrots, my body's like, why are you feeding me this? I don't want this. Give me, or put some fat on it or something. So, but I'm going to season my vegetables well, and my plan is to have 2 servings of vegetables, which should earn me 2 points back. And then the chicken I am having is chicken that we already have. It was cooked from a restaurant. It is pulled chicken from a local restaurant, and I am tracking it as 0 point chicken because I don't really know what's in it, but it's chicken and flavor. So might there be a little bit more fat in it? Yeah, probably. The fact that I'm supposed to be eating 2,200 calories instead of 1,700 calories, I don't care. I'm going to track the chicken as a 0 point food for me, even though it probably isn't, which is fine. That's my prerogative, right? So we're going to pretend that the chicken is just seasoned chicken breast, which it probably is, but they probably put some oil or something in it. Whatever. It's fine. So all that to say, vegetables are 0, lentils are 0, chicken is 0. My entire dinner is going to be 0 points unless I add some negative points. It'll be negative 1 or 2 points because of the vegetables. So there's that, which means, and I don't know how many calories because I haven't measured and tracked things yet for that, but if I can get to that and then and end my day, I will probably be close-ish to my goal. But I don't know. I don't know how close-ish to goal I'm going to be, but within a couple hundred calories, because all of those foods have calories, right? So we still have to be very aware of what we are consuming in what quantities, which is why I didn't like Weight Watchers Freestyle. I have a whole big video about it that had over 250,000 views, like big video. The #1 reason you weren't losing weight on Weight Watchers Freestyle, and it talked about me and how I overate on Freestyle because you told girl that she could have 0 point eggs. This girl is much more knowledgeable in nutrition than the girl from a couple years ago. So I did better with that. Like, I had 3 eggs for breakfast, yes, and I even put fat in them, yes, but I'm balancing things out nicely. So all that to say, I might actually clock in at my fat loss calories. Now, something worth noting is how restricted I have felt today. And the problem, it's not a problem, but it's a mindset shift. I have spent the last handful of months trying to unrestrict myself, right? And so all of a sudden putting these limits on things, I haven't eaten anything I wouldn't eat normally. I have eaten no sugar-free foods. I have eaten no fat-free foods that were not already in my house. Like, everything that I have consumed today is real food that I would have eaten anyway. My lunch was exactly what I planned, and I took away the potato chips. Right? So, like, nothing is wacky about this. but for whatever reason, I feel restricted. And that is not a fun feeling. But understanding that this is the calorie number that I'm shooting for, and that I only have 600 calories left for the day for dinner and a dessert for my fat loss phase, I'm acknowledging that that's going to have to be the headspace that I get back into for when I do my fat loss phase. The difference is I know a start date, I know a diet break date, I know the end date of my cut, whereas people in Weight Watchers don't normally function like that. So it was just alarming to me to be like, I want to eat more of the things simply because I feel restricted, which is not a feeling I have felt in a very long time, to be completely honest with you. So there's that. All right, so clearly it's some time later, but I wanted to just not abruptly end this video. I wanted to kind of have time to sit and think about my thoughts about this a little bit. And while I did talk about a lot of them already in the video, I just kind of wanted to give a summary. So I tried the Weight Watchers plan, and I'll be real, it lasted like a day and a half. And I've already canceled my little free trial thing. I'm like, nope, this isn't for me. And let me say, if it is for you, that's totally okay. We all have different bodies, different personalities, different ways that we can approach things, and that is the joy of having different options and different diet options out there for all of us. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. If it works for you, that's great, but it is definitely not for me. Now, that being said, I have a couple of explicit reasons why. Did I actually succeed in meeting my healthy, sustainable fat loss macros while following this new plan? Yes, I did. And I did it in flying colors. It was easy. It was not easy. It took a little bit of manipulation, but it was fine. I ate, as I like to say, like an adult, which is what you have to do even with the old Weight Watchers freestyle plan and smart points and everything. Like, everybody who runs out of points too quickly, quite frankly, most of them, and I can't say everybody, most of them, odds are they're trying to work the less than stellar food choices into the plan, and they're not actually utilizing the 0 point foods to their fullest potential, right? So like, that means that like fully processed foods, no 0 point foods, very minimal 0 point foods, and thus they're running out of points very quickly. This plan did allow me, if I ate like an adult, and actually like ate my vegetables and earned a couple points back with vegetables and ate protein, ate my 0 point foods, I was able to rack up the calories, 100 calories for a banana, 100 calories and lots of protein with my turkey, things like that. I was able to pull off meeting the macros that I anticipate I will be following, or something close to. My coach is going to calculate them for me, but knowing what I know about macro calculation, because I do macro calculations, I would assume that my macros that I followed for this experiment were pretty darn close to what they're going to be at the end of January. So I could do it. The biggest issue I had, and I know I touched on this already, but I'm going to say it again, is how judged I felt for eating like 300 calories worth of sweet treats. No joke, like 300 calories. And I felt like I was being condemned. I felt like I was being punished, which automatically made the feelings of restriction and deprivation and holy moly, I'm on a diet, flood back in like it was yesterday. I have been actively working to get rid of all of these feelings. I've been actively working on making healthy choices, but not considering any food to be off limits, not considering myself to have any food rules with the exception of protein for breakfast. Like, I felt like all of that went away, and I went back to, this food was bad. And I don't like living by bad foods. There are better choices and not great choices, but then there are more nutritious foods and less nutritious foods, but I don't ever want my less than 200 calorie bar of chocolate. I had half of a huge chocolate bar, y'all. Did I tell you guys that? Did I? Now I can't remember. It's been so long since I've looked at the footage, I can't actually remember. My dessert the other night, when I tried this experiment in full, I had 0 points left. I managed to reach my goal with, I managed to use up all of my daily points without dessert, and I still clocked in 200 calories under of my goal. So I was at like 1,500 calories. Okay, under my BMR, not healthy, still gotta eat more food, but I had weeklies left, so it was fine. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to spend these calories, these 200 calories on something that's not even going to get me 200 calories, 180 calories of clean, beautiful Hu chocolate. And I scanned the chocolate bar, and wouldn't you know it, the one serving, the 180 calories was 10 points. 10. My daily point goal is 20. Half of my day's worth of points on a chocolate bar that was under 200 calories and fit into my calories. That's what made me go, oh. So between that and the 5 points for the 2 mini cube Snickers that I ate yesterday, that was it. Those were the only sweet treats yesterday. I keep saying yesterday. The day I did this, like last Monday or something. Unbelievable. 15 points out of 20. Granted, you earn some back. I think I earned 5 points back. I spent 25 points on my food before dessert. That's what it was. Before dessert, I spent 25 points. I get 20 dailies and then you get to earn them back. I earned water, I earned vegetables. I earned 7 weeklies from my movement. Okay? So ultimately, did I feel bad about eating the 10 points out of my weeklies? No, I didn't, because I earned 7 of them in the day. So I really only lost 3 points. And that's where it all starts to get really manipulative and kind of dirty. And I did not like that feeling. But like, ultimately, I'm like, 200 calories is 200 calories. Now, of course, there's the nutritional value of all of it. But at the end of the day, if I get 1,700 calories and I want to spend 200 of them on a sweet treat that has very little nutritional value, I should be allowed to do that guilt-free, no problem, as long as I meet my other macros, as long as I meet my protein goal, as long as I'm drinking my water. It's not a sin to have 200 calories worth of sweet treat. This Weight Watchers plan made me feel like it was the ugliest sin. And I was like, and it just, the feeling made me like cringy and made me feel dirty. And I was just like, this is not the relationship with food that I want to have. That is basically what it came down to. Following this Weight Watchers plan is going to bring back the negative relationship that I used to have with food, the relationship that had me eating, like carrying around a Ziploc bag full of multigrain Cheerios for only 2 points instead of eating something nutritious with some healthy fat in it. Like, bottom line, I will not be doing the Weight Watchers plan, and I probably will not coach people that are doing Weight Watchers either. And that is personal and business, I guess, preference for myself. I am willing to work with a lot of people who want to maybe not do all macros and maybe just track calories and protein. I can make it work. I don't stand behind some of the mental stuff that I have had triggered in me by trying to revisit Weight Watchers after being gone for so long. And it's even been 2 years-ish since I stopped counting points entirely in the form of iTrack Bites when I was doing the old Points Plus plan, which is carb conscious on iTrack Bites. And I love that plan. That plan to me did not feel depriving. It still gave me some of the negative relationship with food stuff, but if I approached it now with the secondary metric of tracking my calories and everything, it would be different. Now, that is the other point that I wanted to drive home. The reason, I believe, the reason that I succeeded in hitting my higher calorie goal, hitting my protein macros, and staying on plan is solely because I double tracked. If you are doing the Weight Watchers plan, the new Weight Watchers plan, I challenge you to bust out iTrack Bites, bust out MyFitnessPal, track your calories too, and see where you clock in. Because if you're clocking in under your BMR, you are doing more harm than good. And I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill of you have to eat above your BMR. The reason I knew to up my servings of 0-point foods is because I could see my calories and go, I need to get 500 calories in this meal. I need to get 200 more calories. If I would have just stopped when my dailies ended and I used up what I earned back, I would have clocked in under my BMR. It was the 180 calories of chocolate that popped me over my BMR. So I think the only reason I pulled off being on track and my experiment was technically a success was because, and only because, I was double tracking. So all of that to say, will I do this plan? Nope. The experiment is one and done, not touching it ever again, and that's That's my prerogative. Do I think that it is a good plan? I think it is on the right track, but it is not there yet. Weight Watchers still has some work to do to make things more nutritionally sound, and while it is a step in the right direction, it's not there yet. I still believe that calories and macros is definitely 110% the way to go, and that is my opinion on this very controversial Weight Watchers matter. I hope you liked it.